I'm Tony. I'm Dan. We might get cancelled. This is Weekly Controversies. Welcome our special guest this week, Sammy D, the reigning defending OTT World Champion. Sam, thanks for coming on.
Boys, thanks for having me. Pleasure.
So, just to get straight into things here. We've seen recently that Trent Seven pulled out yet another OTT show. What's your thoughts on it? Obviously, you put a promo at the end of the last show talking about Trent and how you weren't happy facing him coming into local Rumble weekend. What are your thoughts on him pulling out again?
I mean, I'm pretty open. I was open with you after the show last time. I've been open before. It's probably no secret in the locker room that me and Trent probably don't see eye to eye. I'm not Trent's biggest fan. Trent's not my biggest fan. And that's fine. That's just the way things are. You don't get on with everyone. You know, we're still all very professional. We go to work, but I disagreed with how Trent left OTT in the first place, and then how he arrives back and he expects everything to just go back to the way it was, and that Trent is the top guy. Realistically, Trent was never a top guy, and I don't know. I was disappointed that he pulled out the show. The last show of the year in December. I think a lot of fans were disappointed. Trent came back, maybe, was it a year ago to OTT, saying he was home, saying, he wanted to make a stand. He wanted to be world champion. He wanted OTT was his main priority. He spouted the same shite to me, to the locker room, to Joe Cabray, that OTT was his main priority. And as I said before, Trent Seven only cares about Trent Seven. And I'll repeat that over and over again. Fact of the matter is that Trent Seven, once he has a better offer, he's going to take that. And listen, there's no loyalty in Trent Seven. That's a fact, and everyone in wrestling knows that.
Sam, your issues with Trent go back to Scrapmania weekend last year, where you faced him on Wolves. You lost your NLW title to Trent in Wolverhampton, and then went into the next night and faced Omari for the world title. Has this issue been stemming longer than that with Trent?
I think my issue and a lot of people's issue with Trent Seven has been Trent Seven's attitude over the years, and how he probably treated people in the locker room when he was under a WWE contract, and probably saw himself as a little bit better than the rest of the OTT locker room. So maybe I don't have a big issue with someone being successful, or any issue with someone being successful, or going to WWE or TNA or AEW, but just do what you say. If you want to be there and want to do that, then don't string people along. Don't string promoters along. Don't string the fans along. Be honest. That's just the way it is.
Sam, after Trent got pulled, you put out a tweet saying that you wanted an Irish talent to step up. We've seen a list of talent be Limo, Boots, a lot of that on this that run it, and you got Flash Morgan also. How are you feeling about that, and what are your thoughts on
it? Listen, when I tweeted that, I was being 100% honest. I wanted Irish talent. I've wanted Irish talent since I've won the World Championship. I wanted lads to step up. To be honest with you, I want Joe Cabray to put lads in positions that they deserve to be in, and we have the hardest working school in Europe with the best crop of talent in Europe. And these lads like Limo, like Jay, like Keane Noonans, like Big Boots Murphy, as I can go on and on, Matthew Bullet Smiths, Scotty Davis, all these lads deserve to be in the main event, or thereabouts, or fighting to get into the main event. And unfortunately, the opportunity has been there, not only to be in the main event and wrestle me or wrestle the champion. The matter of fact is to be there or talked about in the same bracket. These lads are phenomenal talents, and the years have had just gone in 2023. You'd run out of fingers if you're counting how many lads there have elevated themselves to a point where they should be talked about, maybe for an NLW title shot, or maybe in a number one contender spot, and I wanted the best of Irish. I didn't get that. I got Flash Morgan Webster, and no disrespect to Flash Morgan Webster. He's a fantastic talent. He's been there. He's done that. Obviously, my mindset's changed. I'm going into that match to prove a point. That the Irish are the best of the best, because that's my job.
Are you nervous going into this match, Sam, now knowing there's a bigger target on your back?
What do you mean target? In what way?
Flash Morgan Webster, he is a threat to your title, if we're being realistic here.
Yeah, me and Flash Webster have never wrestled before, so I mean that's always in the back of your head. You know what they're capable of. But matter of fact is, I'm coming into this new year a different beast. You know, I'm clocked in, I'm ready to go. I'm excited, and it's going to take an awful lot to beat me, and especially to beat me in my hometown. It's you know, it's a tough task for Flash Morgan. Why can I say his name? Flash Morgan.
Sam, you've also got the Haggard headset for a second match that night to the first ever local rumble, in which one of 30 people will be your challenger at Scrappermania. 4 of those people are draw brothers. Any thoughts on what your reaction would be if one of them won the rumble?
At the end of the day, I have fought every member of the draw, and bet every member of the draw, I will say. So I suppose there's your answer. Of course, they're in the draw for a reason. They are the best of the best, the cream of the crop, and I've no doubt that one of them will come out on top. That's just the way it is. Like me and Charlie, like me and Jay, you know, that if that happens, that's and so be it. Max said, you know what, coming back a different beast. He's come back fresh, which is, you know, a major thing. A couple of months off there, so he's come back in great shape. So you know what, he's a dark horse too. But yeah, as I said before, I'm there as a spectator, and after my match, after I beat Flash Morgan Webster, that night for me is to watch and see who takes their opportunity. You know, it's the first ever OTT Rumble, 30 men, a lot of them, the first big shows, you know. So I really, really hope someone steps up and takes the opportunity.
Is there someone you'd like to see step up at the local rumble and take that opportunity?
No comment.
Yeah. Sam, you're coming off the biggest, probably most successful year of your OTT career. We followed you since the start, right? You're going into your 297 days as champion at the moment. The longest reigning UFC World Champion was Mark Haskins at 368 days. Are we going to see the Sammy D reign continue into 2025?
100%. I mean, I'm only getting started. I said it was a time for a new era. I when I won the championship, it was a new era, you know, new era of OTT, and I don't think I've brought that in. I don't think I have really hit my goals that way. So this year, if what I've asked for last year, I haven't got. So this year, I'm going to take what I want, and I'm going to ruffle a few feathers, and I'm going to give lads the opportunity they deserve. I'm going to make them step up. I'm going to make them elevate themselves. And if Joe Cabret doesn't like that, and he wants to fly in fucking, I don't know who, from I don't know where in deep South America, because he just saw his Twitter and he says he has 8,000 followers. That's fine, Joe. But at the end of the day, he has the best crop of talent in this country. That's what's rising this year.
Sam, your issues are all well documented. We've seen his face at the anniversary show last year. Well, not last year, but so. Is these issues rising up again with Joe? Or is it just friendly between you two? Given what he's giving you at the moment.
Me and Joe have a professional relationship and have done for a lot of years. You'd probably want to ask Joe that question. At the end of the day, the only friend I know that Joe Cabret has is probably sitting across there in Wolverhampton. And yeah, and you can quote me on that. The matter of fact is that, you know, if Bab asks for something, Bab gets it, but maybe not as a world champion.
Can I ask you a question there, Sam? So, obviously, before your world title reign, we saw you have a tremendous reign as NLW champion. Like, the one thing I loved last year was a lot of titles that people would have looked at as like these second grade titles don't mean a lot, like the GN title, the NLW title. You and Jay turned them into these workhorse titles. Absolutely just put on banger matches. Now, one thing people have talked about since Trent won is how they felt the title was downgraded. You know, it went from being this you had to see the NLW title match to where's the NLW title. As the former champ who raised it, how did that make you feel?
That's a very good question. I mean, the NLW Championship to me was one of the biggest achievements of my career. I didn't downplay it at all as a secondary title. I thought it was the main title when I held it, and that's just my mindset. That's how I work. When I'm on a show, I am the main guy, you know, and maybe 95% of the time, probably not, but that's my mindset. So perception is everything. If I'm treating that championship like it's the main championship, then people treat it like the main championship, you know. If I'm going out there and I'm having match after match after match after match, putting that belt on the line, fantastic matches with fantastic competitors, then people appreciate it more, respect it more, and then it drops to Trent. And Trent treats it like a secondary title, in my opinion. Trent probably didn't get his own way. He probably didn't get his title match at Scrapmania, the world champion. He got me in Wolves, and he bet me in Wolves. But again, it's probably not enough for Trent, you know. I don't know. Again, it's probably a question you have to ask Trent. But for me, that was a lackluster title reign with not much care put in by Trent Seven.
Sam, you mentioned about Joe bringing in all the imports. Do you think Joe heavily relies on his imports to sell his shows, or?
I don't know. I think I listen. I think imports are very, very important. You know, we're we're all excited to see an Enzo or a Pac or a you name it, maybe more, maybe imports. You know, the Grizzly Young Vets, these lads. That's just name a few this year. You know, we're all excited to see them, but I mean, I think if you rely too heavily on your imports, then you neglect your own talent and you neglect the Irish talent you have there. At the end of the day, we all seen the Limos who steps up at the stadium and get in that six-man match and stole the show. You know, we've all seen the Scotty Davises who wrestle in the stadium with these people, these imports that come in. You've seen the likes of me and Charlie against the Grizzly Young Vets. You know, we can step in the ring and go toe to toe with these lads and have fantastic matches and knock them out of the park. So why not give us the ball and let us do it ourselves? You know, but I will say OTT has always been home to imports coming in and out. I don't think that door will ever close. It's a fantastic place for people to come work. It's a place that people want to come work. But when you have them calling the shots, I think it's a different story.
We've seen it over the years. We've seen the many imports coming into the company and facing Irish talent. Rob Van Dam coming in, Mark Cardone, stuff like this. But we've also seen back in the Trent thing, him and Tyler Bate holding his tag titles for 902 days and they defended them what 8 weeks. And this is where we thought Irish talent would step up at the time, and this has gone back 5 years. So it needs to change coming into 2024. Will it change, do you reckon?
Well, this is the thing. I mean, all I'm talking about is care. Is having a bit of care for OTT, having a bit of care for the Irish fans. That's 5 years ago you're talking about. What's changed? What's changed when he won't come up, won't show up and defend an NLW championship? What's changed when he pulls out his show, the last big show of the year in December? What's changed with 2 weeks to go? He pulls out of Tala. Like, I mean, nothing's changed. This is what I'm trying to get people into people's heads: is that Trent Seven doesn't give a fuck about OTT, about the Irish fans, about Irish wrestling. Trent Seven cares about Trent Seven, and that's the end. Full stop. That hasn't changed in 5 years. Won't change in the next 5 years. Trent Seven will be at a merch stand where he can sell most of his tea towels. That's just the way it goes.
Sorry,
So we're talking. This whole show is about controversy, Sam, and obviously the biggest controversy for you going last year was surrounding the draw. We're now we saw things are looking better now. You know, everyone seems to be on the same page. I want to get it from the leader of the draw going into 2024. Is everybody on the same page? Is the draw once again back to that unstoppable unit?
For sure. I mean, I know we had some shaky times last year, but I always reassured everyone that things will be okay. I think it's an exciting year for the draw in OTT. I think it's a time where everyone gets to step up and do what they want to do. I'm thinking of Jay, for example, who is just the best wrestler in Ireland, the best wrestler in this country, bar none. He will have this year, and he will skyrocket. He will be in every promotion in Europe. I can guarantee that. And that's the thing. What the goal is this year is Charlie's working constantly, week in, week out in the UK, constantly. He's all over Europe. This is what I'm talking about. Adam's back. Adam's back. Who knows what he's gonna do? He looks the best shape he's ever been in. Who knows? And then Be Cool. Can go and will go wherever he wants. This is a year for the draw to elevate themselves singly, separately, but also still as a whole unit, and that will never change.
And then the last one from me, because obviously we're going into the local rumble. Now, one man who has claimed he's winning this, he's the 30th entry going into this, and he has so far in a lot of your matches inserted himself by attacking you from behind. Do you still have that kind of thought in the back of your head? I gotta watch out for Corvin.
Listen, Corvin has not been messed with. You know, Corvin is the real deal. That's a matter of fact. Both times me and Corvin have faced, I've bet him twice. But I think if he gets momentum behind him, he's going to be a big threat. No doubt. If he goes, wins the Rumble, and he gets that momentum behind him, of course, he's a big threat. And you know what? Speaking of someone that's been here a long time, if Damien Corvin wins the Rumble, you know what? He deserves his shot at Scrapomania, deserves his stadium moment, and it'd be a pleasure to beat him again, 3 out of 3.
Sam, OTT Management just announced that you're defending your World Heavyweight Championship on the 1st of March in Wolverhampton at Trent 7.
Is that right? Right now?
Right now. So.
Well, there you go, boys. That's your answer to all your video, to all your podcast. Trent 7 gets what Trent 7 wants. Will we call it there?
I think that's the perfect place to end it. If people aren't going to the local Rumble, check it out, OTT on demand. It's going to be crazy. I guess check out the Gaff Party.
I've been Dean. If you don't get cancelled, we'll see you next week.